Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Developer. In this video, you will learn how you can configure your Spring Data JPA in your Spring Boot project so that you can connect your database with your entities and can perform the some operation related to the create, update and all the queries inside the REST API. So for that you need to configure the Spring Boot application to get started with the database connectivity. So you need to click on the application properties, and in application properties you need to write all these of the properties, key and values. And let me explain you about these. It is spring.jpa.database means the JPA is going to use the PostgreSQL database, and it will show the query in spring.jpa.show-sql to be true. Means it will print out the SQL queries in your console so you can easily check that what the query is going to be fired in your database and generate the DDL. It will use the DDL to be true when the startup application, and if the JPA is the interface and the Hibernate is the implementation of that, so we are using the Hibernate with the JPA inside this Spring Boot project. So using the property string.jpa.hibernate.ddl auto to be create, it means whenever the application going to start up or the app entities will be created as a table inside your database if you use it as a create. If you use it as a update, then the only columns get to be updated inside the database if the tables are already created. And create drop is also means option here which will first create the database, and whenever you close the application it will drop your database and tables. So after that, there will be the Spring Data Source URL. As we are going to use the PostgreSQL, it will use the connection string for that. Spring Data Source, the URL will be JDBC Postgres localhost, or by default the port is 5432. If you do not provide the port, then it does not have any issue. And then after that, you will provide the database name, and using the query param user and password like this, you can provide the username and password to connect your database. Or you have another option instead of that. If you do not want to write the URL, username, password like this, then you do not need to be worried. You just need string dot data source dot username, and the username provided will be like I am giving the Postgres here, as because is my username for the Postgres database. Then after that we will provide the spring.datasource dot password, and password will be our Postgres because it is my Postgres database password. So all the application properties related to Spring Data JPA configuration is by default done here. And further we can use the uh, in the Spring Data JPA we can use the connection pooling also, that I will explain you in another videos. But for now we need to focus on the simple things that I have done some configuration related to uh, Postgres Spring Data. Let's start an application, and before starting an application, I need to let you know that if you are going to use the Postgres database, it will not create your database automatically if the database is not exist. But if you are going to use a MySQL, then if you have do not have database created in your database manually, then it will automatically create the database if you use the MySQL, not the PostgreSQL. So I do not have any database yet created with the name To Do app. So let's create a database first manually, and inside the PG admin, right click on the database and give the database name To Do app, and in the definition the default template will be the Postgres, table sales will be the PG default, and collation and character type will be the UTF-8 and nothing else. After that, just save the thing and it will create the database for you. That is, the To Do app is here, and you can see in our schema also in To Do application database. In tables, we do not have any tables yet because we have not created any table. So we have just created the database manually here. Now we will start our application using the Spring Boot Run project, and then you will see the magic of the Spring Data JPA, that it will create the tables for skill, task and user inside your database automatically on the startup. So let's start the application. Right click on it and go to Run As and then the Spring Boot app. Let me make it as a full screen console so that you can easily check that what the console is printing out. So you can see here that it is trying to be connecting the database, and it has found the database repositories, and now it has started creating the Hikari pool, which is by default, and he now you can see that it has created the queries and hit the query and created the tables also. So let's check the table has been created and our application has been started. Let's check in the database that tables has been created or not. For that you need to refresh your database. Let's refresh the database and click on tables. You will be able to see that skill, task and users, all the queries, all the tables which was related to our entity has been created. You can see in the entity I have given the name to the table skill, and similarly for the task I have given the table name as a task, and for users I have given the table name as a users and all the columns. So it has been created right now. Let me show you. Let's open the skill and check for the columns. Now you can check that skill ID is created, skill name is created, and the users related skills developed here. And after that, for the task, the column will be there like task ID, task description, and the user task means the user which is assigned to that task. And inside the users, in the columns, you can see that user ID, first name, last name, password, and the username has been created. So you can see that our database has created and the tables inside that also been created. So now in our next video we will able to continue our process towards creating the REST APIs. So bye for now guys. Let meet in our next video in which we will continue towards our REST API development, and I will let you know that about the some important thing which is related to this. You can see here as we have using the Spring security, and it has generated the default password for that. So I will explain you each and everything about that also in our next video. So bye for now. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to press the bell icon also, because without that you will not get my notification. And if you like this video, please like, please share with your friends, and please comment out in my video so that I can understand that it get connected to you and it is helping you. So bye for now. Take care.